I'm Zanzi. Welcome to it as Hollywoodbets once again brings you Game On. And, well, there's so much to talk about in the league race out in England, including locally here, with things heating up at the top of the table. I am Caesar Mabena, proud to be the company of Jerry Skosana a little bit later on, and Shane McGregor right now to talk about all things happening out in England. Shane, great to be in your company. So many fixtures already to talk about in, just about 5 days or a week into the December period. Let's firstly talk about Arsenal and the turnaround they've had in recent times, up against West Ham United, away to West Ham, and they thrashed them 5-2.
Yeah, good to be here, by the way. Yeah, great result for them. They had to get a result. They've come right at the right time. As I said to you, all teams go through that, and that's coming right at the right time for them. It's a big win against West Ham, because West Ham normally give them troubles. A big 5-2 win. All goals scored in the first half. That's amazing, But good result for Arsenal. 5 different goal scorers, bodes well for them. Yeah.
Now Chelsea at home to Aston Villa. We thought that might be a bit of a test for Chelsea. They comfortably walk away with a goal for every point. They pocketed 3-0 the scoreline in favour of Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea are going well at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
Even though I've been a bit wary about them, they're going well. The manager's downplaying their title ups, but they are really going well. Teams are scared to go to them now at the moment.
Everton away to Manchester United, 4-0 win. Impressive for us United fans, but still a long way to go.
Look, I was impressed with their win. I must be honest with you. But you've got a long way to go. They get in there slowly but surely. The good thing is there's improvement, and that's the big thing. And what I like about him is he's testing all the players. He's giving everyone a chance, So that's the good thing for me.
Game everybody was talking about, of course, Liverpool at home to Manchester City, and the big question was, would City begin their turnaround against Liverpool? In the end, solid Liverpool defence, as you'd expect, but offensively, they were also up to the task. They won 2-0 quite comfortably, I think it's safe to say.
Well, not really comfortably, because City were over them in the beginning, and luckily the defence held out. Man City will turn around, and they gain fairly well. Liverpool, just seem to be scoring goals like left, right and centre. But my worry with the Liverpool side is defenders. They're losing defenders left, right and centre, and that's a big worry for me.
Now, for Manchester City, the turnaround may have started. Midweek, they faced Nottingham Forest, beat them with a 3-0 scoreline. Is this the time maybe to start thinking City will start to put together those results going into December?
Look, it was just a matter of time before they turn it around, but they're still going to come up against sides who are going to make them struggle at the back, and that's my big worry. I won't be going on until they get in those victories week in, week out. Until then, I'm going to be just keeping my wits about me with them.
Talking about struggling at the back, Newcastle, they were able to put 3 past Liverpool, but conceded 3 themselves. But Liverpool, surprisingly conceding 3, I should say.
Conceding 3, but once again, they've got 5 fit defenders, and that's including Kwanzaa, who to me is not a Liverpool player. And I don't know what they saw in him. I know he's a youngster, but he struggles every time he plays. That came to show during this game as well. And the goalkeeper let in a howler. He let the ball go. I'm not too sure what he was thinking, and the guy got in behind him and scored the goal. But a good fight back from Liverpool changed the players, because he rested a few players, and that's the big worry here. Once those big guns are not there, what happens in this heavy period, it's going to be, very hectic for all the sides.
Now, Chelsea beat Southampton 5-1 quite comfortably, and Arsenal beat Manchester United 2-0. Both those sides battling for the third spot or second spot.
I actually watched the Arsenal game, and both goals came from set pieces. They got a guy that does set pieces for them, funny enough, and he was brilliant. Something I've never seen before. All the attackers stood behind the far post and then made the run in and put the pressure on the goalkeeper in the small box. You got to be taking your hat off to him. Got to stop that. I don't know how you're going to stop it. Good luck to teams coming up against that.
There are some that suggest that in those set plays, some of the Arsenal players could be fouling the keeper or making sure his movement is not quite as free as it should be, though.
I actually thought on the first goal, because I watched a bit of that as well, is that the guy that got the goal actually pushed
Yes.
the defender in front of him and got the head in. But, you know, what can we say?
Well, let's talk about the fixtures that will be coming up. First is the big one, kicking off now, 2:30. Everton at home to Liverpool. Doesn't get much bigger than that in rivalries out in England, Joe.
Merseyside derby, and it's a bad time for Everton to turn things around midweek, coming up against a Liverpool team that are looking jaded and tired. I'll be very honest with you. I watched them as well, and they're not looking good.
Yeah.
Very difficult game in this one. I think this game's going to go to the wire. Very, very close. You know, Everton have turned it around now, so I'm just a bit worried about this one for Liverpool.
I tell you what, City fans will be of the belief it should be 2 wins in a row away to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, you know, Palace is struggling at the moment. And if they don't get the job done, then we know City aren't going to be title contenders. So it's a must-win for City, and I think they will get it done.
Tough test for Manchester United. I say tough because you and I have spoken about Nottingham Forest and the improvements they've made this season. Can't be easy, that game for United, even though they are at home.
Difficult game to call because Forest come off a big defeat.
Yeah.
So now you look at it, is there going to be a reaction? What's the reaction going to be? United, you never know with him. He's chopping and changing the team. He's playing all the different players. I think a draw's on the cards in this one.
Arsenal, Fulham?
Arsenal will win.
Arsenal will win, you say. Tottenham-Chelsea is another big one to look forward to this weekend.
Oof, this is the match of the weekend. You know, both teams are going fairly well. We know about Spurs. I mean, Fulham, we all know about all this. I do feel that this is a difficult game to call again, you know. But I think Chelsea, the way they're going at the moment, you've got to be looking at them. You've got to be going with them. They're scoring goals left, right and centre. So for me, keep on with the goal-scoring form. You've got to go with them.
Many will look back for Tottenham and say, hey, man, they did give City that 4-0 thrashing a couple of weeks back. Does that maybe stand them in good stead coming into this game, considering they are at home?
But they blow hot and cold.
Yeah.
You know, that's the problem. You know, if it's a consistent team all the time, I'd say fine. But, you know, it is also, it's a derby game, so it's a big one to call. But, you know, Chelsea, they're going well at the moment. So what do you do? I would say maybe a Chelsea or a draw. If I'm a betting man, I would go both teams to score.
Now, midweek, there won't be any action locally until the weekend. Reasons for that being the Champions League. Now, with the changes in the Champions League format and so on, and the situation we're having now in December, how does that change things around for managers in their planning for December?
Well, if you look at Liverpool, they're top of the group, they're top of the log. So they're going to go into that game knowing that they don't have to win that game. So they can rest players, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, so for them, that's a very good thing. Other teams need to win games, so they got to play their full teams. So you're going to be looking at that and saying they got to play their full teams. But Liverpool have got the chance of resting players, whether they will or not. I'm not too sure. They got the chance of doing that. So this is the ideal time, especially with the defenders. What they got, 5 defenders. It's a long December with only 5 defenders, and by the look of it, the other guys won't be back before then. So I think he'll rest players during that midweek, and hopefully they get something out of the Everton game.
Shane McGregor reminded me of one of my favourite bands, Country Crows. I don't know if you remember them, had a song called Long December. Certainly will be a long December for sides that aren't getting the results they hope for. That's our look at England. On the other side of this, we bring Jerry Kusana in, and we talk all things local in as far as the beautifully South African game.
Wanna bet?
You are on.
Breaking news. Gogo takes a Brian's challenge to a penalty shootout.
Aziz again.
Let's go.
Brian looks confident here. What? He's completely missed it. Here comes Gogo. And what a kick! She's done it! She's done the impossible! Hollywoodbets, Azishege, let's play.
Welcome back to Hollywoodbets, and as we promised, time to look at what's been happening locally. In as far as the PSL, so much to talk about with what Pirates suffering the first defeat of the current campaign, and let's get into it. Gerardo, speaking about, of course, firstly, Kaizer Chiefs at home to Itoele, 4 goals they served up, but they shared the points, 1 point each with a scoreline at 2-2.
Yes, Sizwe, thanks, bro. I think it wasn't a good result for Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, taking into consideration they were leading 2-0 to a team that is struggling to get quality players. You've got like Andile Mpisane being in the team starting, and you look at Chiefs' caliber in that department to say, why didn't they do better? I mean, for Royal AM to come back and equalize and get a draw away from home, I mean, that was not a good showing for Kaizer Chiefs, not at all. Nobody was happy about it, especially all those that are close to Kaizer Chiefs.
Now, Mamelodi Sundowns were pleased, their fans, at home to Sekhukhune United, solid defensively, ruthless offensively, the scoreline in favour of Sundowns.
I think for them to go to that game against Sekhukhune, you look back and say, when they lost to Magesi, then they went on to draw in the CAF Champions League, and then they go there. Obviously, the coach was going to be ruthless to the players to say, go out there and perform. And that's what exactly happened with Sundowns. They showed their pedigree. That's how they normally play. And it was a good result for them in terms of going forward and look at where they are now. On top of the log, same points with Orlando Pirates, but better goal difference.
Now, in my case, everyone wondered, because after the cup final win, what was their response going to be now, having to focus solely? PSL, they travelled away to Chippa United. Chippa United have quietly been getting on with business. But we let you kneel up, Chippa United.
I think it was a good result for Chippa.
Yeah.
And, everybody who was involved with Chippa United, at this point, I would love to say, let's stay there until the end of the season. I mean, this is a position that they always struggle. They don't even look at the top 8. They always look down there to say, hey, we don't have to go for relegation. But look at now. I mean, they go behind the 3 top teams that are playing in the CAF Cup, Champions League and
the Confederations Cup, yeah.
So, I mean, it's more like the last 3 teams last season, Sundowns champions, Pirates runners-up, Stellenbosch, so for them to be there, it's a good thing. And then beating Magesi, disappointing after a good showing against the giants of South Africa and Mamelodi Sundowns, demolishing them in terms of the cup, and then you go and lose to Chippa United. I mean, I don't know what happened there. Maybe they were still celebrating. I don't know.
Such is life.
Yeah,
reality.
Yeah.
Manje, Stellenbosch, they travel away. They play lots of their games away from home this season, but more so to the Orlando Stadium, the Pirates, and they come up with the surprise result of the week, beating Pirates 1-0, with Pirates' first loss in the PSL this season.
First loss, Ekaya. Not something that somebody can take it, especially that Orlando Pirates camp.
But Stelly is good. Stelly
they're good. They're good. Remember the history between the 2 teams in terms of results. Stellies have got a little bit of the upper hand, and they've done it mostly away. It's not for the first time they win away from home, against the Orlando Pirates. So I think it was just something which they always wanted. And if you look back, they say to themselves, we lost in our CAF Confederation Cup before heading to Orlando Pirates. Pirates won in their own CAF Champions League game. So now they went there to say, we want to go and fight. But Pirates, I think maybe they're a little bit complacent, maybe, to say we're looking at a team that lost in the CAF Confederation Cup, and then we won in the CAF Champions League. So we're going to just roll over them, but gosh, tight us, Buffett. I think Pirates are looking at him, eh?
Yeah?
Yeah, they're looking at him.
I think many clubs will be looking at him. Assuming my fixtures as I have half past 3, ETS Galaxy and Amazulu. Both these sides will feel good. There's plenty of room for improvement.
I love the way Amazulu are playing now.
Yeah.
I love the way Atazwane and Vusmus, I mean, I don't know how I can put it, to be honest, because if I was a player, I would love to perform for these guys. Whatever that they are doing at training, preparations, talking to players, whatever motivation that they bring. I've seen the Pedam Amazulu in terms of the way they play, the commitment, ball position, confidence, and that's what you want to see. So I hope that will be something that they need to take forward. But for TS Galaxies, not yet there, but I think now they've turned the corner. It's going to be a tightly contested game.
Now, Gallants, they're home to Makesi. Makesi, the last thing they don't want to do is suffer 2 defeats in a row after an impressive cup run.
I don't know how to see Sibianja unless season. Is it a derby?
Yes.
Or I don't know. I just want to know, Because if we talk about Limpopo, these are the 2 teams. Yes, we know one being like in Bloemfontein. But yeah, it's going to be that. Obviously, all the people in Limpopo would be watching that to say who's the better of the two, especially after Makesi, what they did. And you know, Marumo Gallants, you cannot just take them down. They can surprise you. They play good football, motivation, and also now, Dance, you know, having a good showing and saying he wants to stay in the PSL. So it's going to be also, I foresee a draw in this one.
Now, here's an important game. Polokwane City, we saw what they could do last season. They came back to the top flight, they stayed in the top 8. They've had a great start. This is not a super start, but a good start in terms of some results. Sundowns. They're up against the Kaizer Chiefs team that's now beginning to look a little bit vulnerable. If they haven't looked vulnerable over the last couple of months.
Yeah, I see Chiefs being in trouble. Honestly, Chiefs will be in trouble. I mean, with all the problems that they're having inside, and then you've got the Polokwane City that will always surprise you. You don't know what to expect. I mean, Apolis, at his best, he's going to demolish Chiefs. This one, I think, wow, if maybe it's a good result for Chiefs, it should be a draw. But I see Chiefs going down on this one against Polokwane City.
So interesting to hear what Uguchi has to say about the one game that's happening on Sunday, that being Polokwane City up against the Kaizer Chiefs. Kicks off at 3:30. On the other side of this short break, so Kubega was discussing some of the fixtures in the local game, including a special video coming your way, brought to you, of course, by Hollywoodbets. Welcome back to GameON as we have a special focus on the current standings in the PSL table, including looking at the bottom. Now, as things stand right now, there are just 5 points separating position number 16 and position number 8. And it's really a tight space in the way of points, and 1 or 2 results can really change the team's fortune. But let's look at the bottom now, Mchelana. For one, Richards Bay. They had their coaching issues before the season started, with a new sponsorship coming in and reports stating that they were having a huge influence on the decision makes or the decisions being made in the coaching department. You
know, it's a problem. I mean, we always have this problem here in South Africa of a merry-go-round of coaches. I mean, that for me stays with the chairmen of the clubs. I mean, I once hinted to say, how can you let a coach that saved you from relegation in terms of the promotion, relegation playoffs in Vusimozi Villa, and then now you let go of him, you know, and then Truter comes back, who was once with the same team, and then he was let go because the team wasn't doing well. Now they brought him back, and now Truter is not again there. And then this is how you look at the team itself, to say they are there at the bottom, because if there is no proper conduct in terms of the technical team itself, then obviously it will boil over to the chairman, and then he will take decisions like this. So I think for Truter it's just unfortunate, because it was worse losing to somebody that you fired. He's there with Amazulu now, they beat you 3-1, he's celebrating. And then, really, I mean, as the chairman, for me, I look at the chairman side of it in terms of the clubs. All the teams, if we look at it, I mean, TS Galaxy, we've got the same problem.
Now, you have to talk about sides like Makesi, Galaxy, Amazulu, all of them on 6 points, and they're all now under pressure to go into December and try and pick up as many points as possible before January.
Yeah, obviously, that's what they will want to have. I mean, you cannot go to like a break and then you see that you're not safe. That won't sit well with you. I think that's all the teams that are struggling there, down there, they will be looking at that to say, we need to really improve. Maybe it will be also time. Hopefully, if the window period gets opening, I mean, a lot of teams will be bringing new players to make sure that they move out of that situation that they find themselves in.
Irwele is a club that I find rather interesting with the way things have gone for them so far this season. But they win A1 so far this season. They've drawn 5 and lost 3, currently on 8 points, but they are a side that's looking as though they're going to have problems going forward.
It's the team which everybody thought they wouldn't even be right there with those 8 points. You know the problem here because of the ban, of not registering players. So you can see the chairman himself, always on the starting lineup in Andy Lempisane. But I think the other players, the effort that they give to the club, it shows the commitment. And they always take all the problems away from them and focus on what they came for at Real AM to make sure that they do their utmost best. And also, I can take my hats off to the technical team, because whatever problems that they have with the players at Real AM, but they are still there and they're not doing badly. I mean, the result against Kaizer Chiefs says it all.
Yeah, it certainly does. Now, I'll tell you what, for Hollywoodbets, they've been hard at work in giving back, as they always do, with regards to the beautifully South African game. They were at the Thokozile Mdaweni coaching clinic out in Vosloorus. So let's find out more about that, Joran.
Today is a special day whereby we're giving back to the community with the Hollywood Foundation and making a difference in the community.
Thogo Mdaweni, a top goalkeeper during her playing days, the pride of Vosloorus. She may have hung up her boots, but Thogo still sees the importance of the next generation, and her aim is to inspire them and teach them through goalkeeping clinics like this one to enhance the foundation of their game. With the help of the Hollywood Foundation, the former Banyana Banyana goalkeeper looked to make her mark in the community.
We are here to learn. We're giving back to the community, whereby we're helping young goalkeepers to get a quality training session that they have never done before. Yeah, and teaching them about goalkeeping basics.
Came here to support the TK Foundation on a great initiative they're doing, goalkeeper clinics, and obviously being a former goalkeeper myself, is something that is dear to my heart. So yeah, I'm excited to be here.
With fellow legends like Brian Baloyi in the mix on the day, the youngsters were bound to be inspired on a beautiful occasion at the Vosloorus Stadium with the Thogo Mdaweni Foundation.
Goalkeeping is something that is not given the attention that it needs in South Africa, especially at grassroots level. We don't have enough academies or goalkeeper clinics.
I don't want the young ones to go through what I've gone through. I got exposure to a special training session, quality training session of goalkeeping when I was an adult. So goalkeeping, it is necessary that you get a proper training session while you are still young, and you also get a dedicated coaching program. So this program is very personal to me, because especially I grew up here in Vosloorus. Coming back, I also noticed that also the young ones, they don't get a proper training session. They don't have goalkeeper coaches, so they play with players. So that thing, when they go to play for big teams, like they can't qualify because of they don't have the basics.
Hollywood Foundation is doing such great work in our communities, not only in sports, in all walks of life, from education to health and sports. And it plays a very, very crucial role. Today we have some of our girls playing in the Hollywood Foundation, in the Hollywoodbets League, where we've never had that before, where our girls now are playing in a semi-professional league. Hopefully one day it will be wholly professional.
This event was never going to be possible without Hollywood. So thank you so much to Hollywood. It's my first time they've been there for me, and today it's a very, very big day. Thanks to Hollywood. This was never going to be a success. So thank you so much, Hollywood. Hi, my name is Thokozile Mdaweni, former Banyana Banyana goalkeeper, and you are watching #1 show in the land, GameON.
Well, thank you very much to Hollywoodbets and their work out in Foster-Russ. Of course, Thokozile Mdaweni, a former Banyana international. We'd like to thank, of course, you at home for taking the time to join myself, as well as Shane and Cherise Kosana in this week's edition of Game On. And from the rest of the team that is behind the scenes, including all of us, is Click, Click, Bang. Until next week.